Hello, Freaklets, and welcome to another video. A while back, I was approached by my dear friend and lovely partner Sleepy, who wanted to know if we could make a video together, and the answer was absolutely. The idea he had was for us to come up with a single prompt, and each create an individual Fakemon design centered around that prompt. Then, at the very end, we'd come together and reveal our designs to each other, and see just what sort of direction we'd each gone in with our creations. Now this sort of thing is nothing new. In fact, it's very common for artists to do, especially in things like drawing memes. And I'm pretty sure you can think of a few other channels who have done this exact concept before. But we thought it would be super fun, and so we're hopping on the bandwagon. You've heard of 2 girls, 1 cup? Well now, get ready for 2 artists, 1 theme. At first, we were going to do 2 separate themes, one from each of us. But we decided to split them up for the sake of time, so the second theme you'll actually see later on in its own video. The theme we started off with for this video is my own, one I'm very fond of. Big Monster Arm. Or a little more generally, Cursed Body. The 2 of us would have to create a single stage Pokemon with some sort of curse or affliction affecting it that would alter it from its default state, and preferably give it a large monstrous arm. Apart from that, there were really no other requirements to stick to. So now I'm going to go ahead and switch you guys over to a brief time lapse from Sleepy, and then cut to our call where we revealed our final designs to each other.
So initially, when I was actually given the theme of this Pokemon we were supposed to be designing, which was the Cursed Arm, I had an idea for its lore, like, pretty much right away, but the actual design of it took me a minute to think of. I'm like someone who wants to get the sketch right literally on the first try, so I just kind of sat there and stared at my screen for a hot second, until I came up with the idea of a little dragon who was meant to, like, guard gold, but because of, like, the Midas touch theme that I was kind of going for, he got too greedy, and after touching it, he got cursed. So I gave him a little gold arm, as well as, like, a sort of bandit theme. So the part that juts out of its, like, eyes is meant to look like a kind of tied mask, and later on when I colored it, it got little stripes that kind of look like a little cartoon prison outfit. The evolved form, I felt, was, like, consumed by this gold. Eventually it kind of became its own scales and plated armor. The wings never fully developed because they were so weighed down by the metal that was now on its body. And the upper portion of it looked like a skull to kind of signify that it was taking over it and it would, like, soon kind of die from how much the gold had consumed its body. It's meant to have, like, a really tough exterior and also manipulate the metals on its arms and, like, horns and stuff, as well as its tail, which was pretty thick and good for swinging and slapping things. You can see, like, its spikes got a bit pointier, things like that. I'm overall pretty satisfied with this guy, and I wish he was real.
Okay, so this is my guy, you can finally see.
Oh my god, he's so cool! Wait, you did a baby for?
I thought we were doing- oh wait, no, you said you wanted to do just like a single stage.
You did a baby for?
Yeah, he's got a baby! He's got a
Oh
little
my
baby.
god, look at him, he's sick! What the heck, Sleepy? Okay, I'm gonna be real honest. It was supposed to be just 1 stage, but I'm gonna let you pass with this because maybe I did something a little bit similar. Oh my god, look at the baby! He's so cute! He's like a little Lugia, but like pocket-sized. Oh, and he becomes a sick animal. Oh my god, is that gold?
Yeah, it's gold.
Oh my god, that's awesome. He does look like a Pokemon. I don't know what you were talking about. He looks like a Pokemon.
I mean, okay, if it works. Because, like, so you said cursed arm, and it's like, obviously that's your thing, but also, I immediately thought of Midas, like, the Greek story of the guy who whenever he touched anything, it turned to gold.
Yeah.
And, like, when you also think gold, you think dragons. So he's like, okay, what if there was, like, a dragon type that his purpose was, like, to kind of protect the treasures of the villages? But he was like, but what if they were mine, actually? and then, because he got too greedy, now his hand is gold.
Oh my gosh.
And then when it evolves, it just kind of, like, took over his body. But, so, like, on the downside, his wings didn't develop properly, because, like, they're weighed down by metal. But on the other hand, now he has a sick armor made of gold, and he can manipulate it.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? You probably... I don't think you knew about this. I went on this, like, deep dive recently into Lord of the Rings, like, the Hobbit lore about Smaug? Smaug? Smaug.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't know, I was thinking about him after we were talking about the Hobbit that one day. But I remember reading The Hobbit, but I don't remember all of the details because it was so long ago. So when I went on this deep dive, it talked about things that I was like, oh my god, yeah. Like, so dragons, like you said, they hoard gold. And apparently dragons will like brood over gold, and they'll put this thing on it that's like dragon fever, gold fever, something. I don't remember, but it makes people who see the gold like super greedy. And then I guess Smaug had brooded on his treasure for a really long time. He had like a belly of like gold armor, just because of how long he had been on that pile of gold. It merged with him. So this is giving me like a big like Lord of the Rings dragon. I think that's so cool. Look at his like a
I can see
body.
it.
Oh
I was
my
like
God.
thinking for his like little baby form, he was like a little bandit. Like the thing around his eyes are like the mask, and the on his stomach it's like the little prison clothes.
Oh my god. Okay, but
And
it
then,
looks
like-
so good. It works so well. Look at him.
And then like for the second one, I wanted like the gold on the face to form like it kind of looks like a skull because
Oh,
like
yeah.
the past self kind of like died with him, I guess.
Aw.
Like he's getting consumed by gold. I don't know how long this guy's got to live.
Oh no. Is he okay, because without looking at the info, right?
Yeah.
Is he like a dragon? He's got to be dragon type. Is he? I don't know the colors. I want to say he's like dark, but at the same time, maybe not. He's like metal armor, so he's maybe like steel. He's like dragon dark or dragon steel. What is he?
Yeah, it was Dragon Steel. He can manipulate his sick metals.
This is so sick. Oh my gosh.
I had it so like now instead of protecting the village's tiny hoard, now he's protecting his own gold.
He became too consumed with greed.
That's dragons for you.
Oh, I just looked at the shiny form too. Oh my god, the color scheme is sick.
Yeah, at first like I wanted to make him bronze, like a kind of like copper bronzish thing, but then I was like, but you don't put copper and bronze in like treasure chests. So I was like maybe silver because it's like the opposite to gold kind of. Like that's also a precious metal. So I made it silver.
Oh my god. I think if I saw this guy in a game, I would go after the shiny one. Just, I don't know, the black and the red work so well together, and then the silver, it not only is it like, yeah, that's cool, that's silver, and silver is like a very highly sought after metal, but it also looks like metal armor like a knight would have, and he's like a dragon,
Oh,
so it's
yeah.
like a knight and a dragon.
I didn't think of that.
Okay, well, look at these happy little accidents. This is sick, actually. Oh my gosh.
Woohoo.
Oh, this is awesome. What's his name?
So for the baby one, I
Uh-huh.
called him Gemi
Gimme!
because I thought it was like a pun on gimme, but also like gem, and like the last like mi is like the beginning of Midas, so it's like gimme.
Oh, that's cute, actually. That's cute.
The big one I thought was, well, that's pretty simple. It was Dracorum, which would just be like a combination of Draco and Aurum, which is gold, but it also sounds like decorum, so like something pretty, decoration.
This is sick. I actually want this in a Pokemon game. This would be a cool, like, what do they call them? They're the pseudo-legendaries is like the dragons of the areas, right?
Yeah.
This would make a sick pseudo-legendary.
Hey, Game Freak, are you listening?
Game Freak, please. Game Freak, how about you hire us? Would be pretty
Yeah.
sick, I think.
That'll be pretty sick of you.
Would be pretty sick of you.
You gotta show me your guy now.
Okay.
I'm guessing it's gonna be orange, monochrome, and black. What, black is monochrome, but you know what I mean. I know. It's gonna like be a thick black arm with spikes. I'm guessing. I can guess it from now.
So for my design, even though I really like the theme, I actually had no clue what I was going to do for the longest time, right up until just last weekend when the idea to try a spin on the classic quote, "a wolf in sheep's clothing," wormed its way into my brain. Before I even started drawing, I thought I might do some kind of quadruped design. But the more I thought on it, the more I felt I should try something a bit different and make an anthropomorphic character for it instead. I took a lot of reference from other bipedal Pokemon, ones like Machop, Audino, Zangoose, even Smeargle to some degree, for the general shape and thickness of the body. This probably isn't the best way to go about it, but a lot of my process for creating designs isn't really based on any sort of pre-planning or mock-ups, and instead I'll go in and start a sketch or a doodle of a design and just fiddle with it until it feels right, adding, modifying, or taking away certain features or shapes until it looks like something I'm satisfied with. And on this one, I pretty much did exactly that. There's a bit of a piece at the end where I redo the face, and I struggle to decide between the two I've created, since I enjoy both, but end up resolving that problem as you'll soon see. Okay, so real quick, I have a couple pictures to send, but I'm gonna send
Okay.
you one first, okay?
Okay.
So I'm so
Show
sorry.
me, show me, show me.
I feel like he doesn't really look like a Pokemon, but
It
you
doesn't
know,
matter.
whatever.
As long as it looks sick.
All right,
As
here
long
we
as
go.
it's pretty freaking cool.
So this is Lambeer or Lambert.
Oh my god, so cute!
When I was designing him, I wanted to, since it was supposed to be a single stage, right? I looked up a bunch of single stage Pokemon, and ones that really stuck out to me were ones like Zangoose, Audino, those like little humanoid kind of like bipedal animal Pokemon, and I was like, I want to do something like that, because I tend to do a lot of like more animal-based designs, so I wanted to do something not like quadrupedal or whatever, right? He's a normal dark type, and the idea behind him was that it was originally supposed to be sort of like a reverse on the wolf in sheep's clothing kind of quote. So instead of
Yeah.
a wolf, he's a sheep in wolf's clothing.
Ooh.
But then I added in another thing that I thought of, which I think this is from Batman or something, where it's like you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain, right? You know that
That's a
really
pretty
good.
good quote. That's a hot quote.
So he actually used to be a regular Pokemon, just a plain normal type.
Like a Wooloo.
Yeah, like a Wooloo or like just a normal like sheep ram kind of Pokemon, and it would defend its herd from, you know, wolf Pokemon or like things that would come in the night to like try to take from the herd. And one night, while it was defending its herd from an attack, it ended up being bitten and afflicted with a curse that altered its body. So now he lives as an outcast. His herd is afraid of him, and he can do nothing to stop the curse that is slowly taking over him. But despite all of that, he's very devoted to his flock still, and does his best to continue to protect them from the dangers of the night. He has the ability Lycanthropy, which raises his attack during the day, and then at night it acts as like an Intimidate, where it lowers the opponent's attack. And as you can probably tell, it says day form down in the bottom corner. He's also got a night form, which is this one.
Oh my god, that's so sick! Oh my god! They become a wolf!
Yeah.
That's sick.
So there's a reason his herd is afraid of him. And that's it. I also thought it was really clever. The shiny forms, if you notice, are like sort of inverse of his like day and night.
Oh my god, that's so good. Zoroark is out. This is in.
You know that I was like, what Pokemon are like wolves? And I did look at him for a little bit, and I was like, yeah, that's a wolf.
Oh, I want him. I want him on my team. Oh
He's-
my god, that's so cool. Can you imagine? Like, you know how some Pokemon have certain requirements to evolve, but like they're really wacky? Like Nincada, you have to have like an empty slot and then you get like the husk.
Yeah,
or-
yeah.
Or for like Remoraid, you had to have like an Octillery. You had to have something in the party. Something to make Mantine evolve. What if, like, you had, like, a regular Wooloo in the party, and then you had, like, I think it was Ursaluna and how it becomes, like, that Blood Moon version? And then when one of them, if Ursula, like, it evolves into, like, the other one, if it's in the party with Wooloo, it becomes, like, this or something? Because it got, like, afflicted.
Alright, so see, you actually just, like, said my whole... Okay, so I made this guy, and then I started thinking about it more, and I was like, dang, if I had a chance to redo it, I would base the normal form a bit more off of, like, a sheep Pokemon, like, probably Wooloo. And then I would base the night form more off of, like, I don't know, Lycanroc Knight or whatever. Because I was thinking, dang, in a game, right? Wouldn't it be sick if you had to have, like, a Wooloo and a Lycanroc in your party, and you had to do, like, a battle or something where the Lycanroc bites the Wooloo and, like, infects it, and that's what causes it.
Yeah.
So something like that, and I was like, I could have done that, but I didn't. So, I'm sort of like, I'm like okay with it because I kind of wanted it to be like its own thing, and so there probably is a Pokemon that looks kind of like this but is different, and it's just like the normal version. But at the same time, I was like, that would have been sick to draw from like already existing Pokemon and use that as like the base.
Yeah.
But either way, like I don't know. I think as its own thing, it works, and maybe I could make one in the future that's based off of what it was actually supposed to be. But you know, whatever. I do think it would have a cool effect to change the normal one into this, and then it would become a totally different Pokemon or something.
That's so sick. I love that. I like how the, like, shiny of the lamb one looks like a Baphomet, like an evil goat.
Yeah. He's like red blood, red body, and like the stripy horns, just like a little Satan goat or whatever.
That's hot.
Whoa, now.
That's so cool. I love that for him.
Thank you.
Nice. I would have this guy on my team.
These Pokemon should be part of the same gen,
They should.
like a region.
It should be like a region where it's like dystopian.
Yeah, little like fairy tale creatures. Cause like yours is like a dragon, right? And mine is like a werewolf, essentially.
Yeah. They need to give us like a Lord of the Rings setting Pokemon.
Yeah. Yes.
Like a medieval fantasy Pokemon. Oh, thank you for sharing your guy.
Thank you too. I think he's sick.
Stay tuned for part 2.
Stay tuned for part 2. We got more coming up. I'm so excited. I thought of an idea for your theme, like a premise, but I don't have a design yet, so I gotta like figure that out. Okay. Thank you, Sleepy. Thank you for doing this with me.
You're welcome.
Woo!
Fun.
Hello, it's me, Assember, at the end of the video. If you enjoyed what you just watched and you want to see more stuff like it, then I hope you'll consider subscribing and leaving a like. Sleepy and I are planning to do another video together to tackle his theme at some point in the coming weeks, so stick around for that one. I'd also love to do other art-themed videos like this that aren't strictly related to Pokemon, so if that seems like something you'd be interested in, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. There will of course be other Pokemon content too. In fact, I'm currently considering starting a mystery dungeon run and doing a sketch journal alongside it. Not sure just yet on whether that's a guarantee or not, but regardless, stuff is coming along and I'd be happy to have you here with me on the journey. For now though, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.